Rinconians. Rincon Steve here. How you guys doing? All right, well, it's been a little bit. I've been fooling around with this trailer, doing things that I'm not comfortable doing. So I guess that's why I haven't turned the camera on too much. But let me just show you where I'm at, what I'm doing, some of the adjustments I had to make. I've been working on the molding on the edges, and I've got sections of it on. You saw me putting the top piece on. And I've put on, you can see I got diamond plate on. I've got this piece. This piece is on, but though I gotta change out the screws to longer ones with the caulking. And I got this piece on. Now this radius is a little bit of a challenge. You can't just bend it on the trailer. Let me show you. I'm in the middle of bending one right now. Let me just show you. I'm doing this bend here, and all the radiuses are the same. So I made up a jig, and it's just a matter of, you know, where you start the bend. And so I don't know if you can see the jig. Like I said, I'm in the middle of this. I've just simulated the radius. I think it's an 8-inch. Is it 8? I think it's 8. Anyway, so I just kind of put together this piece of plywood, and this is the piece, and I just clamp it. Let me just show you. I'm going to finish bending this. The idea is you do it so that it doesn't buckle. You still kind of do get a buckle in it. I do anyway. But I realize I can take a rubber mallet once I put it on, and I can flatten out any of the... Usually I get one little buckle. I haven't figured out how not to get a buckle, but the mallet, whacking it, flattening it out once it's on the camper. Okay, so we get our full turn here. There we go. And if all my measurements are right, just make sure you get a nice tight bend on that. Let's take this off. Okay, so there it is. Actually, this doesn't look too bad. Get a little bit of a, ever so slightly right there. Like I said, though, I think I can whack that and flatten it out once it's on. You see, I've also ripped this. Can you see that? Because with the hatches, it's only 3/4 of an inch. So that's my piece for that. So let me just take you over there. See, this will go on here. Like that. Something else I wanted to show you I've done too. You can see I got my diamond plate on here, and this is just kind of temporarily holding it in place. I've notched my where this goes a little bit. For some reason, and I'm still trying to figure it out, my hatch, where you can't see it, it's up there. I've got it hanging up out of the way. my hatch is too long, and I feel like it touches. I've cut this back so that this sits down lower, and I've actually notched out my hatch lid too. I don't know if you can see that. I took a router to the edge. I probably should have shortened it more than I did, but anyway, I'm trying to deal with it now. So I've notched this so this sits lower. So we'll see how that goes. That means the metal piece, the aluminum piece that hangs down, comes down quite a bit. I think it comes down to about here. And anyway, all right. So the only other thing I got to do now is I got to put we've got our tape to seal this edge. I'm going to continue this around. I don't have much left of it, but I feel mostly like as long as I get these ends here where it's open grain, that's the most important place. This here, I'm going to seal it with some, which I have sealed with varnish, and I think that should help. And then of course we'll caulk on the molding. All right, so let's get to it. All right, Rinconians, let me just bring you up to speed. I got all my moldings on, which I just want to show you includes the bottom one underneath this diamond plate. I originally ordered this type that's on there temporarily just to hold that diamond plate on tight while I worked on this, sealing that edge that I had cut out. But under here, I just used a piece of aluminum, a solid piece. And the reason I did that is the way this lines up is this sits right on this frame. And I thought this would hold up better than this with the edge. It would just smush. This is thicker too. So I think that'll work all right. The only other problem I have is I'd pre-drilled all my holes that bolts this to the frame, and this covers the hole. I mean, I can work that out, but I just thought it was kind of funny. I got my holes pre-drilled before I built all this. The hole is right here, as you can see. But I can't get a drill back in there to drill that down in. But I think I can figure out the layout by measuring and drill up on it. All right, so that does it for our corner moldings. I was pretty happy. I got a few little details that I think could have been better, but that'll be all right. And so that curve looks pretty good. Now we just gotta caulk it in, cut out the special tape, little things like that to clean up. I've closed the door. I think this fit is pretty good. I think it'll work. Like I said, I got to get this one on, and then I think I'm gonna fool around with the hatch lock a little bit. I think I got all the pieces to put that together. All right, I've gone on to my hatch lock mechanism here. Bought this from RV dealership, RV Teardrop supplier. Comes with the lock and the rods. I had to buy an eyelet for support, as well as the washers and pins. So right now I'm just cutting these to length. This one I've just cut, and this one here is, I've marked it, and I'm ready to cut that. And then the next step will be we've got a line drawn here. I don't know if you can see it. I can't. It's right there, kind of faintly. I'm gonna see where it lines up and screw a washer on, and that's where that rod will stick in. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one to length, and then we'll try to get the washer set up. Okay, we're just about ready to install our fan. I've cut that hole out a long time ago. I decided to tape it off because we know that when we do use the router, it creates all kinds of sawdust. So let's get going on that. It should be pretty straightforward, I hope. Just drill down into our line. Put a hole right through my plastic. So we'll fix that. Should have known better. Getting a little careful of my wire here. Ooh, how close I am to it. Guess I'm good. There it is. Let's get the fan in. Okay, got my fan out. And if all is right in the world, this should just fit in here, no problem. You just get you set up here in a better place. Like that. Of course, we want it to open to the back. So we'll get our butyl tape on here and get this cocked in as well. And then of course, we'll do some wiring too up in here, which is right here, and then our trim piece will go over that. All right. So I just put my butyl tape around the inner edge. I think I want to use caulking on the outer edge. I don't necessarily like how this squeezes out, but I think between both that should work well. The other thing that's kind of funny is I'm counting holes and screws. I've got, I think I got 14 of these, which is a strange number. So what I'm going to do is the other thing I realize is I don't have a place to screw on the sides, in the sense that framing. This is too far out. I only put one piece of 3/4. So I'm going to use these shorter screws, which will be just about right for the thickness of my roof. They'll hold it down tight against that. So I have, between them and these, we should be pretty good as far as getting it all tight against the roof and sealed. Yeah, so yeah, let's go ahead and start drilling our holes and get this glued down. All right, we got butyl tape, we got caulking on the edge. Well, that's it for now on our teardrop build. I do appreciate you all watching, and I look forward to seeing you here again.